Okay, I'd like to say warm welcome to everyone who is here today. If you are here today, you're welcome. And if you are here and you are present in mind and in body, and you are able to make comments, you are able to say you are here, just type in that comment box and just put in the comment section of the page you are on and say, I am here. Okay, and then we're going to roll with that. I'm going to see your comments flying in, and then we'll open this meeting officially. Welcome, everyone. So today we're going to be speaking with a friend of mine. We were in school together, and I find it very interesting to say we're in school together because, as you all know, I'm not a prof. I'm far from being a prof yet. Prof is still somewhere along the line for me in the path that I've chosen. But today we're going to be having Professor Musa Abiodun. Abiodun Musa Abiodun is an Acadopreneur, a highly motivated, career-driven achiever with over 22 years working experience in the field of mechatronics engineering, autotronics, information and communications technology, and teaching and research. Presently, Acadopreneur Abiodun is a professor of mechatronics and is the head of Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Director, Center of Open Distance and E-Learning, Federal University of Technology, Minna, Nigeria. Furthermore, he is an advocate of spiritual intelligence, artificial intelligence, and Acadopreneurship. Acadopreneurship simply means turning academic ideas into businesses and startups. Efforts are ongoing in turning some of these research outputs and that of other colleagues into startup businesses. Professor Abiodun has won several research grants, awards, and in and outside Nigeria, and has authored and co-authored several publications in both local and international journals and conferences. Some of his published works are highly cited in the academic field. In 2017, he was one of the recipients of the highly prestigious Nigerian Air Force NAF Research and Development Award. Also in 2019, he was honored with Servicom Excellence Award in recognition of his selfless services and the contributions to the development of Federal University of Technology, Minna, Nigeria, and the country at large. His research interests include digital signal and image processing, ICT, intelligent system design, and focus on telecommunications, mechatronics, system development, and artificial intelligence. Please help me jam your hands together and join me in welcoming Professor Musa Abiodun Musa Abiodun. Please let me jam your hands together, put your emoticons, put your emojis and emoticons there as we welcome him to speak with us today. I've asked him to basically just share a little bit about what what he's working on, what he has done, a little about himself with us. So he'll spend about 40 minutes inspiring us, and then we'll have time for question and answers. So Professor Abiodun, you are welcome. You can you can unmute, you can show your camera, and let's get this started.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Abiodun Musa Abiodun. Today, I will be talking on this topic, Acadopreneurship, turning academic ideas into businesses and startup ventures. But before going further, let me just use this opportunity to acknowledge Adeolu for his effort. Some years ago, that should be around 20 years ago, I could remember I visited him in his office then at Ikeja, and I asked him that, Deolu, what next now? Yes, I can do all this, I'm interested in it. And he recommended on that day that, why don't you go to Faith Foundation to have something like business education? And I can tell you how that has been one of the greatest advice I've received in my life. I followed this instruction, went to Faith Foundation. That was when and where I was taught the art of entrepreneurship. So today, you are going to be listening to two different things, academics and entrepreneurship. So the entrepreneurship is from Adeolu, at least he advised me to have the knowledge. Now, I am there now, and I've married the academia work with entrepreneurial work. So we call it Acadopreneurship. So this is just a brief about me. I'm a professor of mechatronics engineering and at the same time director, Center for Open Distance and E-Learning, Federal University of Technology, Minna, and then coordinator of Advanced Engineering Innovation Research Group, FUT Minna. So just a brief. Okay, this is going to be the highlight of my presentation today. I will be talking to us about Acadopreneurship and how to achieve Acadopreneurship, and I will just take a case study of industrial immersion program. Please don't forget I'm talking to business people. So today, don't worry, I'm not going to be speaking about the Y, the X. I'm not going to be talking the velocity or the acceleration. No, no, it's no longer going to be about Jacobian matrix. So we are going to be talking about business and businesses and how you can benefit your and move forward. That's just what we are going to be talking about. Yes, Deolu mentioned that we were classmates at IFE, but he did not mention that he was my tutorial master and he was our semi-lecturer for the whole was it 5 or 6 years? Yes. And we happen to be from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. I want us to pay attention to what you are seeing on the screen right now. Can anybody tell me what he or she can see from that screen so that I will know we are on the same page before okay, what can you see? Yes, let's move on. Type it there, let's see. Type it, yes, amphitheater, yes, someone is saying amphitheater. I'm seeing bookshop, Senate building, yes, more. Okay, after you, yes, okay, I don't want to comment on that, but Yoruba will say, yeah, someone is getting there. Someone is saying GTB Bank. Yes, I totally agree. GTB Bank on campus. And then what more? So can you see that Access Bank behind that pole? Yeah. When you look at the left hand, yes, Ebele Alaka, I'm very grateful. So Access Bank and GTB, yes. But let me ask us, why do you think we have banks on campuses? Why? We have lots of them there. Why? Why? You can unmute yourself and say one or two things, just one or two of us. Let's do that. Why? Banks on campuses, why? You can type it if you like, and then you can unmute yourself, just one or two, yes. If you want to speak, you can also raise your hand and then or use the raise hand. Yes, Ebele Alaka, yes, you can unmute yourself. Money flow into the hands of students, yes, exactly. Access to money is very important.
I say that it's because they have seen that the academia can produce a lot of money. There's a lot of money in academic activities.
Exactly.
And the banks have cited that, yes.
Exactly. Business environment. I totally. So now that now lead us to one question. Since you left your home campus or alma mater, when was the last time you visited them to look at what business or businesses or business opportunities are available for you there? When? Most of us graduated from our alma mater higher institutions and we never visited that place. We never thought of what business can we really do with them. Banks have identified that they have lots of clients, potential clients on various campuses. So that now leads us to you need to start looking at academia for your businesses. Don't just focus on outside campuses. Try to now be looking back on various campuses. We have transcript business, we have printing business, photocopy, and lots more. Just some few days ago at our Acadopreneurship startup look, we graduated about 35 business ideas or incubators, and some of them are actually looking at selling food stuff on campus or campuses around. Some years ago, around 20, 25 years ago, I was selling just electronic components and some fairly used electronics on campus at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. So businesses. So this is that's the first thing I want us to take note. If you don't have your jotting material there, try to jot that one, that the need to revisit our alma mater or our higher institution for business or business opportunities. That's the first thing I want us to take note of. And then I could observe in the comment, someone said that student has lots of access to money. Yes. What percentage of that are you going to control? What percentage? What percentage? That should be what you are. So let's now move to what is Acadopreneurship now. As I said, Acadopreneurship is a what was coined from two words, academia and entrepreneurship. Academia or academic, but academia is a bit different from academic, but we focus on academia and entrepreneurship. So that is when you marry the two together, you have what is called Acadopreneurship. Acadopreneurship in a layman's term simply means turning academic ideas into businesses and startups. Academic ideas into what? Businesses and startups. How do we do that? Look at the logo on the right-hand side of your screen there. What can you see there? You can see yes, what can you see? Yes, anybody there? That's just the representation of what we are doing. That's convocation cap and less, turning it into naira, dollar, pound sterling, and less. That's exactly what Acadopreneurship is all about. That is turning your DYDX into naira and kobo, dollar, pound sterling, and less. That's what Acadopreneurship is all about. And that's what I will be talking about this evening. And I want us to pay attention to what I'm talking about today. So please, I want us to note again, what is Acadopreneurship? That is turning academic ideas, turning DYDX into naira and kobo. Simple, very easy, like that. Let's move on. So when we say Acadopreneurship, you need to look at about three major things there. Three players are so much important. Number one is the academia. Number two is the government, or what you call regulators. And then number three, industry experts, just like you. You in particular, that you are into business. You that you are into trading and rest. That's what Acadopreneurship is all about. That is integration of what you are doing into academia, or infusing academic or academia life or academic into your business. That is what you call Acadopreneurship. So you are so much important to what we are going to be talking about today. When you look at the right-hand side of the screen, you will see school, and then you will see industry there. And then we have something connecting them. So that's what we are going to x-ray today. You can see by the right-hand side of the screen, we have what is called AIP. That is, the full meaning of AIP is called Academic Immersion Program. That is industry experts like you. Those of us that have actually developed ourselves, we have our businesses, and we want to immerse it in academia. That's what you call Academic Immersion Program. And then for some of us, that what we know is DYDX, and we want to turn our DYDX into business ventures or partner with you. We call it Industrial Immersion Program. So we are going to x-ray everything as we move on today. So let me just remind us, this what we have on the screen right now are just some of the objectives of Acadopreneurship. Number one, to provide enabling environment capable of nurturing innovative academic ideas. Most of us did our final year project, our term papers, and some of us have even forgotten that the title of our final year project. If you can still remember yours, type yes here. If you cannot, type no. I will assist you in actually in reminding you of your final year project. So if you can still remember, type yes. If you cannot, don't worry, just stylishly type no there. So what we are trying to do is to provide an enabling environment where you can turn your final year project, that project that you have forgotten years ago, into business opportunities. And then our objective also include creating immersion program for students, lecturers, and entrepreneurs like you. Immersion. We want you to come back to campus. We have a lot of money there. Come and see. Let's see how we are going to work together and to generate employment opportunity just from academic ideas, and to offer guidance, training, and coaching in Acadopreneurship, and then to create market and investment opportunities for innovative products. So part of our objectives. And then how to achieve it? Very easy. We have just four things there that we want you to take note. And anytime you see me highlighting anything in this color throughout this slide, please take note. That is what you are to, that anything time you see this color and it's not in black, please take note. That means business opportunities that we can discuss further. Please take note. The first one you have there is academic immersion program. The second one, industry immersion program. Please take note. The third one, research engagement for academia and industry experts. Take note. And joint product development with industry experts. Those are the 40 ways we have been looking at, and we have been using it to achieve Acadopreneurship. Number one, academic immersion program. Number two, industry immersion program. Number three, research engagement. So let me just take one or two. Okay, I will just create one slide. For industry immersion program, okay, in this aspect of Acadopreneurship, we have, what is it all about? You need workforce, you need labor, you need people, you need interns to work for you in your company. Why do you need to pay people to come and learn what you are doing? Or how do you translate whatever you are doing? How do you handle your mass production? That's where the internship comes in. Or you have been using one method, or your operation since maybe over 10 years have been based on manual operation. Let's look at the way we have been tapping palm wine from palm tree. You use Igba handless and you climb up, blah, 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 and this thing can be automated. This thing, we can have a robot to do it and make life easy. And you don't even have to do it by yourself. You can have an IoT device put there, and anytime you have any yield and the rest, you will be called at home that this thing is already there without human intervention. So what industry immersion program is all about is that we send students to come and work for you. By working for you, they gain experience. They also understudy the problems or the challenges you are having in your company. And then they try to provide solution. We send students and lecturers. That is what we call industry immersion. And then normally we don't just send people without training them. They are well trained and they understand the dynamics and the rules of engagement. And the whole issue is that go and provide solution. Go and learn the act. Go and add strict knowledge to what you have learned in the classroom. So who pays the bill? Yes, we have some organizations that are doing skill development and skill acquisition. Presently, we have the Royal Academy of Engineering that is funding some of this Acadopreneurship. And as we are speaking with you, we have about 35 of our students outside now in various companies. And then, yeah, it's a win-win situation for everybody. So please, that's one way. That's one way. So we have our process. We will We will interview them, train them, and the lecturers will also visit. The whole idea is that let's solve your problems for you at no cost to you. That's one way of that we have been implementing Acadopreneurship. So, as I've said, before sending anybody to you, we ensure that they are well grounded in these skills. One, creativity. They have very high emotional quotient. They can think critically, not just anyhow. They, 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 they have good learning ability and then judgment, and they can make decisions. They have good interpersonal communication skill, leadership. So we ensure that these skill sets are in them before we send them. For the second one, which is problem-based research, don't forget I mentioned four areas here or approaches. Number one, immersion. So I've taken both academic. Okay, for the academic immersion, what we are looking into there is that how you will visit us in the university or in higher institution. You come and share your experience with us. Maybe just 1 day or 2 days or 3 days is enough, and we pick the bill. So what are you sharing? You are sharing your knowledge of, okay, this is that the YDX that you have learned. This is how you are to apply it in the industry, in the business world. That is what we call academic immersion. That is those in the industry coming to share the experience with us in higher institution. And the third one is research engagement for academia. That is you that you are into business and us, we can work together in solving your problem. That's what we call problem-based research under Acadopreneurship. That is, you have problem or another agency, they're having 1 or 2 problems and you have the link, we can collaborate in order to solve that problem. And then what we are also doing, it is this first one, that is commercialization of product or product development. So these are the 9 steps that we have been following for joint product development. That is, you have an idea, we can translate it to product for you. Presently, we have our own research agenda. We have identified capable partners. I will share some experience we thought that we have signed MOU with them. We have allocated tasks, implementation and monitoring. That's where we send students to you under the immersion, under the industry immersion program. And then we develop the prototype and we patent it, and we both have products for commercialization. That's one way we can work with. So those are the 4 stages or approaches that we have been following under Acadopreneurship. First of all, academic immersion. You don't need any degree. What you need is your business idea to come and teach us how to sell, how to buy, or how to do things. That is the first thing that you don't need degree. You don't have to even have secondary school certificate. We are ready to learn from you. We are ready. That's the first one. And we pay a token, even if it's just for your transportation. However, apart from the payment you are going to make, remember that maybe just your advice may change someone's life. I've just shared with us how Deolu advised me in year 2000 when I visited him, and he said, Musa, you need business knowledge. Go to business school, or I know about Faith Foundation. You can go and learn how to write business proposal, how to do business more, in addition to your selling and buying. So just 5 to 10 minutes advice. So you visiting us for 1 hour, you can imagine the lives you are going to touch. So don't look at the money aspect, look at the lives you are going to touch. Look at those people that you are going to move away from sagging into, you are going to give them the right orientation. And then we have what is called industry immersion program, research engagement, and joint product development. Please, if you have any question, you can. Yes, I don't want to use the word Malians. Yeah. I don't want to, but look at those people that are sagging. They are only doing that because that's what is available to them as of now. But them listening to you, you may change that world. So now, for those of us that are listening, I know, though I have my own constituency here, your business in post-COVID-19 era, what next? Yes, we have all been affected by COVID-19. What can we do together? How can we move forward? First of all, let me tell you, let me first of all also introduce this word, industrial revolution. Industrial revolution. The industrial revolution transform economic that have been based on agriculture, especially the 21st industrial revolution, which is called fourth industrial revolution that we are presently looking at. That is from resource-based economy to knowledge-based economy. That is what we are looking at under the fourth industrial revolution. First, you remember the mechanization, the steam power engine during the first industrial revolution. We had the issue of mass production, assembly line, electrical energy during the second industrial revolution. That was when we were talking about electromechanical system. Then we had the third industrial revolution, automation, computer, and electronics. That was when we started listening or hearing e-banking, email, e-dat, and everything. Now, especially that we are now in post-COVID-19 era, we are talking about Industry 4.0, that is cyber physical system. That's where Internet of Things, networking. So if your business is not using all these things, then you need to really have a rethink and have another look at your business. So what are those things that we can do together? Or if you are thinking about investment along Industry 4.0, our fathers, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers, they did not play so much active role in Industry 1.0. Neither were they so much feasible under Industry 2.0. Under Industry 3.0, you and me try to play one thing or the other, but mostly as users. But we are now talking about Industry 4.0. Yorùbá will say, Yorùbá will ask, báwọn bàbá wo ò bá tiẹ̀ lè ṣe, ṣáwa náà ò lè ṣe ju bàbá wa lọ ni. That is, we need to do behind our fathers. We need to achieve what they failed to achieve. So under Industry 4.0, you and me must be active players. So these are some of the projects that we are presently handling under Industry 4.0, and then we call it Investors Project List. So these are some of the projects we have worked on, and some of them are at idea stage, while some we are at market ready prototype stage. That is, you can invest or we can jointly move it forward. So I'm going to talk about some of them, and then you will see what they are all about. And then you can see that there are a lot of business opportunities under Industry 4.0 by collaborating with academia, by you and us working together. So there are lots of, Yoruba, you say, Oju ọ̀run tẹ́yẹ fò láláì fara. We can jointly work together. We can jointly launch some of these products. Our own, we have worked, we have turned our own DYDX into idea, into product. We have done the laboratory scale model of some. I will start talking about them one after the other. So if our father, for some of us who are from Ibadan and the rest that have followed all these moral school and those drummers, they will say, oh, lè ṣe bí bàbá rẹ ṣe ń ṣe, àbí ṣé ò lè ṣe ju bàbá rẹ lọ ni. So if our fathers and great grandfather could not play active role in all these things, then we must go beyond that. So these are some of the products that we can jointly work or market or develop. Number one, multiple operator enabled SIM card. Let me just give us an overview. intelligent walking stick, and so on. And then, but some of them are not learning management development. Nowadays, you can have your university without more than one structure. You have heard about virtual university, virtual classroom. It's no longer about physical or resource base. It's about ICT, cyber physical system. This meeting that we are organizing, I'm talking from Minno, and some of us are from different parts of the world, different parts of Nigeria, and we are working together, we are marketing. If I could remember, Colu offered me this same slot some years ago, and we were planning how I will come to Lagos to deliver the talk. That was before COVID-19. But now, look at the effect post-COVID-19. We are talking about virtual presentation. Learning management system is another thing we are totally developing, and we have some products along that line. We can help you turn your product into virtual market space, virtual product, and you will have higher reach and the rest. So let's just quickly take them one by one because of time. Number one, multiple operators enable SIM card and phone. We have developed that. It was a project sponsored by NCC, Nigerian Communications Commission. So what is it all about? What is it all about? We all move around with 2, 3 phones or one phone having dual SIM. And then, but what we are talking about is that you have a single SIM phone. Please, I want us to pay attention to what is being done on the screen. I will repeat that area again. You can see you have all the networks just in one phone. So let me go back again. So this is it. Look at, you have just one SIM and you have all the other SIMs inside that one SIM. That's multiple operators enable SIM card. And we have also a mobile phone that can work, that has all the SIMs embedded in it. It's not just about the SIMs and the rest. It's about the phone having the intelligence, having the ability to switch over from one network to another by itself. So that is what we call an intelligent phone. So that's how we have developed the work for the last 7. Okay, so that's how we have done. Apart from that, what other things have we done? We have worked on what is called an intelligent walking stick. What is intelligent in that walking stick? It actually has everything you can think of from the electronic side, and then anytime the owner or the user actually experience fall, the walking stick automatically communicate with clinic or hospital to allow them. What we were used to is that our grandfather or our parent in the villages, normally we send one of their grandchild to them to be living with them. But nowadays, we are no longer doing that. That is even at our age. So we were now thinking, what's going to happen to us when we get older than this? We are sure our children will never allow their own children to come and live with us. So we are thinking, being ahead of that, that if you have a walking stick that will be our assistant, anything we need, at least he can communicate with us, allow us to answer our phone call, and then communicate with our children in various cities and the rest. That's what that one is all about. So this, okay, what of now? So that's part of what we are presently working on. We have what is called the last system that. So that's our load alert system. So it actually gives information about condition of load before. What is it all about? That is, you want to move from, let's say you are at Ojota in Lagos now, and you want to come to Minna. You want to know the condition of the road surface, not about the route alone. That is, at what point do I have pothole? At what point do I have this? That's what this work is all about. It is called road surface condition monitoring, and it allows your vehicle to communicate with other vehicles, and then road navigation, accident notification. That's what it's all about. And then we also have another work on thermal phone charger. That is, you don't have to rely on electricity alone in order to charge your phone. While cooking rice or preparing amala or eba or any other food, you can also use that time. You can also use the heat generated to charge your phone. To charge your phone. That is what that work is all about. And then, okay, I did not mention that Intelligent Walking Stick was also sponsored by NCC. So this is what we are doing on this one. So you can see that when you from cooking and the rest, you can use that it at the same time. You can use that is to charge your phone. That is what that work is all about. So the emergency integrated phone booth was also part of the work sponsored by NCC and is ready in our showroom for commercialization. We have the laboratory scale model already prepared. We are looking for investors for us to take it to the market. So that's another thing we are doing. What of the Pico LED? Some years ago, about 2-3 years ago, there was this torch light that we had in the market. Some call it Ojuti Nepa, just battery and LED. So that light only, you commonize it and left. Sold over 3 million copies in Nigeria. 3 million copies. Ojuti Nepa. So yes, that's the common name then. So what we have done is to modernize it, apply our DYDX as I've mentioned, and this is also what we have now. We are looking for investors to also take this one to the market. So and then it is joint product development. Let me also state it here that it's not only us at FUT Minna, our industry partners that we are working with, just like you also participated in it. What of laboratory training module? What we have done is that most of higher institutions now should not be buying laboratory equipment again. We can develop it locally. These are 2 laboratory equipment that we have developed with our partners in around Nigeria. Basic Electrical Service is one of our partners. Susage is another one, and Eclipse and the rest. So what we are just saying is that don't forget on Acadopreneurship, I mentioned joint product development. So this is another product that we have for commercialization. Autonomous clean vehicle. I want us to pay attention to this. And after this talk, try to look for it online. You will see this one. So though, let us go back again. We are still in stage 1 and we are going to stage 4. We started the project about 2 years ago. But as of now, I want us to watch the video very well. That's our first product that we have there. So it is not yet mature for the market, but you can see us driving it around on campus. And then you might have seen it on social media some weeks ago and less. You can see it. So that's part of what we are presently marketing and developing. That's another way you can invest in our product. Other products that we have include the one to your left hand side is called Intelligent Donation Box. Intelligent Donation Box, that is in a, yes, okay. So that is in any gathering. Yeah, even in our various mosques, you will see someone, if we hold the donation box and they're moving from one person to another. In this COVID-19 era, we are still doing that. We were used to that during post-COVID-19. Now we should be the donation. we don't need to expose ourselves to unnecessary danger and the rest. So that is what that donation box is meant for. And also, some years ago, we developed ATM that can be used to dispense anything you want. If you want yours to be dispensing gold coin or silver coin, we can do it. This one was developed around 2011, 2012, and it was, yes, it was meant to be dispensing gold and silver coin. That one is also ready for market ready prototype. Yes, because of time, please, I am being mindful of time. So the next one is saving box. That is, you can encourage your children and the rest. Okay, you can encourage your children to save by just having this box. This is the first prototype you are seeing there. And what is the AI there or the ICT there? Number one is that you can check what you have in that donation box. You can communicate with it. You have a display there. And there are a lot of things. You can also monitor the movement of that donation box. In Yoruba land, we call it Colu. So once you put money there, you have no idea of how much is inside there. But in this one, you can remotely, you can get, okay, how much do I have there? And you can predict that, okay, if you are saving at this rate, at so time, this is what you are going to have, just to encourage us. So that one is also available. So because of time, I am ready to answer questions and the rest. That is just a glimpse. But one thing I want us to pay attention to is what we have on this screen. That no, it doesn't matter how many resources you have for your business. You may have it. Look at that man that you are seeing there now, trying to look at the other side of the world, and he doesn't know how to use the resources. So this is just what is happening to almost all of us. This man just need only one ladder to see the other side of the world, but because he doesn't know how to use them, those what is having there up to this time, you can see that they are what never what sufficient. So to us who are business people and to us who are in Acadopreneurship line, we always talk about optimization of our resources. So please take note. It doesn't matter how many resources you have for your business. If you don't know how to use them, it will never be enough. We have, and take note, like Federal University of Technology, on every year we admit 5,000 students minimally. And every year we graduate 3,000 plus. That is, every year we have 5,000 business ideas. Every year we have 5,000 potential customers for your business. 5,000 times 5, meaning that in any campus that you want to do business with, you have over 25,000 potential customers. That now answer my question why some of those banks have moved or ensure that they have presence on various campuses. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how to use the resources you have, we have over 100 universities in Nigeria. If you don't know how to use them, and at least let's assume that each campus, like OAU now, the only African university, can boast of almost 40,000, 50,000 students on campus. Enough for you as potential customers. Thank you, and God bless you all. So I'm open. So I'm ready to take your questions and the rest. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Musa Abiodun. Thank you very much. So the floor is open for us to ask our questions. Please, questions. I think you've gotten a little bit of a tip of the iceberg of what Professor Musa has been working on for the last few years. It is really, really amazing. Okay, but where we really get the juice is when we ask our questions. So if you like to ask questions with audio, please raise your hand. If you like to type it in the question box, you can type it there as well. So somebody's asking, which of all these products are started? Which one of them is available to progress with? That's from Chinwe Chilaka. What I would like to ask about is the Pico LED. How does it work, and what stage is that in, and where can people come in if they want to come in? So I'm sure you want to take down the questions so that you can answer them. Let's bring our questions. So question 1 says, which of these products have started? Question 2 from me is saying about the Pico LED. How does that work? You said it's at the first stage already. How can somebody get involved in that? What are the dynamics for getting involved with the Pico LED? And then, of course, I'd like to know the autonomous car. Can you shed a little more light on it? And you said it's in stage 1. So what does that involve? What stages does it make sense to get involved? Can we get involved from stage 1? Can we become Elon Musk from Nigeria? Is it possible? And so yes, so I think we can start. I think other questions will develop as we start.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, let me just share more light on the Pico LED. Pico LED, what we are, yes, at the stage now, we are presently about producing market-ready prototype. That is, this is how it's going to come to the market. So we have done the lab model, the testing and rest, but we need to produce market-ready prototype. And the next stage after that one is marketing. Simple. Now, how does it work? And then what is it all about? Most of us are in tune with solar, yes, solar light and the rest, but the cost, the initial cost seems a bit high. And then solar seems to be for people like Adeolu Akinyemi that has enough money to buy batteries and the rest. For people like me who are just lecturers or teachers and the rest, asking us to buy solar light for 50,000 is like you are asking us to go on another strike. And we still also want to enjoy clean energy in our various house and the rest. So how do we go about it? So we have come up with the Pico LED, and you can have it as low as 1,000 naira, and the illumination is very, very superb. And you can connect them together to establish what is called Pico grid. That is, it's as if you are having small generating sets in your house, and you are linking them together. That's how it. And then if what you want is just the one that work with battery, that Tiger battery that we normally buy through for 15 naira before COVID or so. That 15 naira is looking like a small money, can last you using that Pico LED for nothing less than 2 weeks, because we have designed it to consume very small amount of energy. So that's how it works. But you can have the one that to network to form a Pico grid, and you don't need very large battery bank. That's what is all about. That is Pico LED. Presently, we are looking at producing the market-ready prototype. It is part of the work funded by Royal Academy of Engineering in UK. So, and then which one now started? As of now, we are only looking for investors to start some of these things, because though we have stake in 1 or 2 companies that are based on some of our R&D. That one have not is not mentioned here for NDA issue, for non-disclosure agreement issue, but we have stake in 1 company that are started. But all the other ones, they are either at the market-ready prototype, or they are ready for commercialization. At least we have about 3 or 4 that are ready for commercialization. Like all these ones are ready for commercialization. So we are just waiting for that. Okay, for the autonomous vehicle, yes, it's about 4 stages. Okay. Thanks, Alaja Adeola. So, okay, fine. For the autonomous vehicle, okay, she's going to be a 4-stage approach. The first one is to design what when we say autonomous, it means that it must be able to drive itself. Not only drive itself, it must be able to use clean energy, that is solar, battery, clean and renewable energy. And then it's not only about driving. In Nigeria, who can tell me, I want us to type on the chat box, Nigerian roads are blessed with what? Nigerian roads are blessed with what? Potholes. Yes, exactly. Nigerian roads are blessed with potholes, bombs, and the rest. We want a car that will be able to detect potholes and alert the driver. And if the driver doesn't take note or doesn't listen, the car should take control of itself. What we are trying to save is life, is to avoid accident and rest. So we need to sense road anomalies, and then the car must be able to take so as not to so that we will not experience loss of life again. So that's what the car. So it's about 4 stages. We are just in stage 1, and let me also we have 3 more stages to go, and the stage that we will be expecting investors will be stage 3. Stage 3, and we hope to reach that stage 3 by this time before June 2022. So by stage 3, which is what we are looking at, we expect investors to come in. And then how does it work? Okay, I've explained how the Pico LED light work. So that is just in some of my responses to your my yeah, okay. Pico LED, yes, I've done. Okay, fine. So I hope I've answered your questions, please. Number 1, Pico LED is at level of us producing market-ready prototype, and we are looking for investors for that one. The lab prototype is ready, and then how does it work? It works like normal battery, normal torchlight, and you can link them together to form what is called Pico grid in your house. And you don't have to buy very large battery bank to use the device. And then the autonomous vehicle is at stage 1. We have 3 more stages. Okay. Yes. Okay. It's the Pico Led for light mostly. As of now, we are using it for lighting the house only. What led to that? As I mentioned, not all of us have enough financial muscle to buy solar battery and the rest, and solar lights and the rest. But we still want to enjoy clean energy, renewable energy. So that's why we have come, and we look at us making it available to that student, to that kid in the village, that the father can only afford 500 naira a month for the student, for that kid to go to school or for learning. So we want to provide illumination to such a family, so that that small child will not be disenfranchised. We have that ability to learn, and we not feel that no, I can't read at home because there is no light. That is just what led to that. And we hope to have about 6 million of it in the market in the next 2 years. That's our market target. And as of now, we are looking at it to be not to be more than 1,000 naira. That was what we had in mind when we designed the product. Thank you. What is the market status of the walking stick and intelligent Colu? The market status is that we are presently producing market-ready prototype. We have done the laboratory scale model. We have submitted it to the funding agency. Approval has been given for us to go ahead with the next stage. which is commercialization and marketing, speaking with us today. Okay, what do you have? Okay, intelligent colo is also the same thing. We have we are just looking for money to produce the market ready prototype. So anyone that have reached market ready prototype stage, that means that it's ready for investors to come in. I want us to understand one thing. Our homework in academia ends at the production of laboratory scale model. It's all these startups that we are grooming at Acadopreneurship that we expect them to take it to the market. What exactly do I mean? If I start to be selling colo around, I won't have time to teach your children. So that's why our homework ends at the production of the laboratory scale model. I'm a teacher. That's my primary calling. That's what I do. But we do all this one because we are involved in three things: knowledge generation, knowledge dissemination, and knowledge application. So what I've come here to present today is of course under knowledge application. We are applying our knowledge to solve problems. So the marketing of it, the naira and kobo of it, has to be taken over by all those startups that we are grooming from Acadopreneurship. Yorùbá will say, ajá ò ní rorò kó ṣójúlé méjì papọ̀. Tí tíṣà bá ti lọ ń tẹ̀fọ́ ní ọjà, àwọn ọmọ á máa ṣẹ́gun sínú classroom nìyẹn o. So, and we don't want that. So, ẹ má jẹ́ kí tíṣà lọ tẹ̀fọ́ lọ́jà, káwọn ọmọ má máa ṣẹ́gun sí nínú classroom. So that's why all these startups has to come in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. For those who don't understand the interpretation, they say that once a teacher begins to sell vegetable, the students will begin to do watermelon. They will begin to cut melon seeds in the classroom. So that usually for the lecturer, for the lecturers, it stops at developing the product at the scale, in the prototype that allows it to scale. Now, very quick questions. You talked about academic immersion program and industry immersion program, and I know that you are championing many of these things in Mina, where you are. But I also saw that you are in charge of distance learning and e-learning. Does it mean that from outside Mina as well, we can work with Mina? One, then two, are these ideas or this academic immersion and industry immersion, is it being exported to other universities as well? Can I go to IFE that's close to me? Can I go to Unilag that's close to me as well? How are these being exported into those places? And then I can see that some of the projects are being funded by different institutions. What barriers do those create to investors? Do they need to be paid out, or is it just something they're doing to develop knowledge for knowledge generation as well? Or is this something that also we can be involved in? If you want to get our people immersed in the academia, if you want to get students to come and immerse in our spaces, how can this work? Is it something that is exportable? Those are my, very basic initial questions.
Okay, yeah. My boss, I'm very grateful for seeking clarifications. Yes, I'm director of e-learning. That's another business opportunity that we can all participate in. For our e-learning, we presently run bachelor degree program, and we are presently going to start licensing what is called drop-off points around Nigeria, so that you don't have to, what is e-learning? You don't have to come to Mino again for you to learn. And our degree is the same thing as what you are going to get if you come to Mino. And again, you don't need JAMB. What do you need? You need just 5 O-level credits. And once you graduate, you are going to serve again. And again, our home program, there is nothing like strike, yo. There is nothing like COVID-19, yo. You know when you are coming in and you know when you are going out. Not only that, is involved with what is called self-paced learning. You determine what you want to learn. You determine when you want to graduate. Unlike what you and me used to do at Ife then, they will just put list, go and register, and we go and register. We never ask them that, okay, if I don't do this one, call. Now, it's about self-paced learning, it's about open access, and so we are also looking for drop-off points. Like now, if we have students in Lagos and we need to send lecture material, learning materials to them, we are partnering with Korean services to help us to transport some of the materials to the students. So if you are interested in that, you can see me after this or get my contact from Deolu. Or even if you have your office around an area, let's say Ajegunle now, and we have 80 students at Ajegunle, we don't have to send materials to each one individually. You can be our drop-off center there, and we send the materials to you, and they come and pick it from you. Don't forget, the capital city of Sierra Leone. Who can remind me? Yeah, is it Sierra Leone or Liberia? Yeah, what is the capital for Liberia is what?
Monrovia.
What of Sierra Leone?
Freetown.
There is no free lunch even in Freetown. That's where I'm going. So being our drop-off point doesn't come free. We are in business. You hand one or two things. So that's on e-learning. All this immersion and the rest, yes, we are presently running it with 4 universities. FUT Minna, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, the First Technical University, Ibadan, then Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida University, Lapai. We hope to scale further and have more universities on our network as of this year. And then we have about 4 companies also. Number 1, we have Basic Electrical Service is situated in Lagos, and presently I can say that about 7 or 10 of our students are there on immersion program. We have Susej Nigeria Limited also at around the Ijesha area in Lagos. We have about 5 or 6 of our students there. We have also at City Serve, also in Lagos. So what I'm just trying to say here is that your company or your business doesn't have to be in Minno before you join this network. And then it's a win-win situation for both of us. Win-win situation. So, okay. Yes, we are running the pilot study, and I can assure you that other universities will join very soon. And regarding funding, yes, most of those work up to what we have done now are being funded by one organization or the other. But be rest assured that that doesn't affect the investment and the next stage. All those ones that we are at market ready stage, we have cleared anything clearable at the back, and it is free of any equivalent and this. And one other thing, which I know most of you we have been thinking, is that all these academicians na wala people. When you want to go to them now, that's when they will now be asking for the YDS of the integration of the Jacobian theory and just no. We speak your language, and we speak in the language that you understand and we understand. That's one thing I can assure you. We speak business language. That's one thing about Acadopreneurship. You are insulated from all our DY and DX. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Abiodun. Very, very good. I'm sure we have gotten value today, and I'm sure you are inspired. One of the things that I didn't get to ask you, one of the questions I wanted to ask you, for those who are listening who don't know, is, Professor Musa Abiodun, when we were in class together, used to stammer. How he overcame it, is still a mystery to me. I was hoping I will talk about that at some point in the conversation.
Yes, okay. Yes, how you want to address that too? Okay,
Yeah.
I think one thing I learned later, yes, even up till now, I still experience that. But one thing is this one. I try to psych up myself. Stammering is never a disease. It's a thing that you can overcome. I'm a living witness and I'm an example. And also, I've observed one thing mathematically. The rate of my own stammering is inversely proportional to the number of people that are listening to me. so if it, so if it is you and me now, I will still be be doing it again. But once the number of people listening increases, the stuttering also goes down. That's one. I've also observed that the level of seriousness involved also affects it. If I don't attach seriousness to it, it starts showing. So that's another thing I've observed. That is, my own stuttering is a function of the seriousness attached or the business at hand and the number of listeners. And don't forget the number of listeners is also directly proportional to the seriousness. Like if you have 2,000 people listening to you, it means it's a serious issue. So that's one. And then two again, one thing I've also learned is this one. See those who are listening to you as your friends. They have come there to ensure that you succeed. Nobody is there to laugh at you.
Mm.
Nobody is there to laugh at you. They are there for you. Based on the fact that they are there for you, have it at the back of your mind that you are not going to disappoint them. That's number two. And then number three, I've also observed that there are some words, or once it starts with certain letters, find it out to pronounce, it will come. So the other thing I did was to actually know some of those letters that I normally find very difficult to pronounce. So that's another thing I've observed. And then lastly is that I can't kill myself, oh Jerry. Stuttering is not a disease. And then also I now read more about it. I observed that some of the greatest leaders in the world had that speech impairment. And then like most of I don't want to mention names, but when I Google it, I now like Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson, and rest, all of them had stuttering problem at one point in their life or the other. So that's another thing. That's okay. So it's a thing that can actually be worked. And then again, later, I now also discovered that Alhaji Sikiru Ayinde Barrister also has that problem, but you can't know. So I think he now shared this experience that, and he mentioned that when it's about once it comes to Fuji, forget about stuttering, that it has to disappear. And he used one way, yes, he used one proverb that tí tí ó bá di ojú àti iṣu ìdí máa ń là. Tí ó bá di ojú àti iṣu, that is when you want that ìdí gbọ́dọ̀ là ni. That when it is time for him to sing, that stuttering has to disappear. It's not an issue. So that thing is also a motivation. Though that's another way I also try to motivate myself. And also, I also read some chapters of the Quran and the rest. I pray about it, like Prophet Musa in the Holy Quran also had it. And then there was reported, even a verse or chapter and verse where you pray that God, I'm going to give this speech, but let my listeners understand it better than the way I want to say it, and let my stuttering disappear as at that point. So that's another motivation, that whenever I want to speak along, God. So that's another thing I sometimes do. So that's one way of getting it. And then most importantly, just know that those who are listening to you, they are not there to mock you, and nobody is there to laugh at you. They are your friends and they are there for you. And I believe it will naturally go. So that's another thing. And I've seen some chronic ones ọpẹ́ èmi tún dúpẹ́ tèmi o, that I thank God for my own. But summarily, one, understand those things that triggers it. In my own case, two things I've learned that normally triggers it. Once I get annoyed, or there are some words, especially R and P. I find it hard to pronounce any words. Once I want to pronounce those words, it normally triggers. So I know some words or some alphabets that once I have that word at the beginning, I'm sure it. So what I try to do, look for synonyms or explain that word. That's one. Number two, don't get angry, annoyed, and the rest. And then number three, understand that the audience are there for you. And then it is because of you that they are there. Based on that, they want you to succeed, and you must succeed. They have come for you and they are here for you. And I also take that inspiration from the fight of Muhammad Ali when he wanted to fight George Foreman in Rumble in the Jungle that happened in Zaire, October, is it October 31st, 1974, that he said, these are my brother. They are, I'm fighting for them. So when I wanted to actually do anything of this, I normally remember these are my people and I'm there for them and they have come all this way to listen to me. So I must speak eloquently just because of them. That's another thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Musa Abiodun. Awesome, inspiring, useful on many counts. Thank you for what you have shared today. I will be reaching you after. I think there's something interesting in this conversation that we can explore from the Green Mondays family. There's something that we can do with the Acadopreneurship. And I think there's a project there that looks interesting to me. We'll talk about it as well. So I'd like us to please show Professor Abiodun Musa Aibinu some love. Let's celebrate him, drop a few emoticons as we gradually bring today's meeting to a close. I was talking with some people that I met recently, and they were surprised that we thought he was from the north. We didn't know he's from the south. I think your name sounds like like a northern name.
Yes, because of Musa there. So that's why I have tried as much as possible to only. And the funniest part is that some now use Musa as my surname. So now I've been trying to actually correct it that even Musa is my middle name. In our own house, our Yoruba name is always our first name. So Abiodun is my first name. So
Okay.
Abiodun Musa.
Okay, cool. Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up today. I hope you've gained something. I hope it's been valuable to you. I hope you are inspired, and I hope you are going to connect to make the next level happen.